That sound means you're back on the air with the Restaurant Brokers, Eric and Robin Gagnon. Today's show has been focused on frozen treats for those hot summer days. We have been talking with Stratton Leopold and Solomon Choi to get their perspective on the ice cream and frozen yogurt business. Now, these guys are both highly successful entrepreneurs in a highly competitive business. But you know, we're going to give you the unbridled truth and inside scoop, pun fully intended since we're talking about ice cream, in this segment, Restaurant Reality. Hey, Eric, what's the reality of the ice cream or frozen yogurt business?
Robin, the truth of the business is that you must have a huge marketing imagination to make these concepts fly. And both of our guests today talked about that. I mean, Solomon started his first New York City store in an area with 9 direct competitors with floor block radius. That's a lot of ice cream. That is a lot of yogurt, isn't it?
That is gutsy. I mean, 9 competitors in a 4-block radius. I mean, we talk with people who are like, oh no, there's another sandwich shop within 3 miles. That we're talking about a highly concentrated area.
Correct. And we talk about this a lot as restaurant brokers. I mean, we do believe that more food options attract more and more people. And he took it that way. He literally told us today, I saw the same thing. People come in this area for frozen treats. That's where they are. Let me put my store there, and I know I can win them over. And so that's a lesson learned, not just for the frozen treats, but I think every restaurateur should think about that. Do not fear the competition. So that's another good thing.
And the other thing is they stood out with their marketing. I mean, Solomon tells you, look, I took smart marketing, I blend grassroots marketing, social marketing, strong PR. His community give back and the planting of trees is a tremendous win for both his company and his community. And that raises his profile locally and allows him to stand out. And look at Leopold's. They took something as simple and as precious as children citing the Pledge of Allegiance, and they turned that into a national program from a single store in Savannah, Georgia.
Absolutely. And you can feel in today's show, I mean, the passion in both of them. Every time we ask them a question, you can feel that passion, even through your radio, through the microphone here. These guys are very passionate about what they do. So that's also a big key to success. It is hard work. The hard work came out again today in our show that it is hard work, but you have to have passion. So if you think about buying something because it makes a lot of money and you have very little passion for it, it is not going to work. That is also a reality of this business.
And I think the other unfortunate reality, especially when it comes to ice cream or frozen yogurt, is that we see a Me Too type of mentality. Somebody does it well, and they develop a great brand, and then everybody jumps on board that brand, and they expect the brand to drive customers to the door. They're like, okay, I'm paying royalties. I've got the name on the door. I'm giving money to a marketing fund, so that's it. I open the door, and here come the customers.
Correct. I mean, buying a franchise is not buying a life raft or a life vest. I mean, you can still sink when you buy a franchise. It's not a, protect from all. I mean, you still have to work. You still have to be creative. You still got to be involved in your local community. I mean, we heard from Leopold today and their I Pledge passion, the trees from Solomon and 16 Andals. I mean, that passion has to be there. You have to look after your business, and you cannot make excuses. I mean, if a yogurt shop can work in New York City year-round, anybody pretty much south of New York or even Boston. We heard about Steve's Ice Cream in Boston. Everybody south of there should have no excuses why they cannot make it year-round.
That's absolutely true. And, the business can be highly cyclical, but these guys are doing what it takes. Just think about it. All you have to do is go to human resource managers in February and January when it's freezing outside and say, hey, your employees are, you've got a 5-story building here, your employees are doing extra work for the company, let's have an ice cream party. Who doesn't want an ice cream party? And guess how much volume you just did off that option? Absolutely.
I mean, you have to be creative. Little leagues, they talk about little leagues today. Why not having, some sort of party for the rewards for the trophy presentation, or just a job well done end of the year party for each team in your store, or go to them. I mean, I had a customer that did put some of these frozen counters on wheels and bought a pickup truck and literally wheeled them into the pickup truck and drive them to locations and then sell, ice cream for a few dollars a piece. But, if you sell 500 in a half hour, that could save your month.
Well, and the thing you have to remember as an entrepreneur is you have to always be marketing, exposing your brand to the masses and making sure that the sales are happening. If you think you're going into the restaurant business, you are going to be very, very disappointed, because anyone in this industry is in the sales business. You're selling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you just think you can put a brand on the door and wait for corporate to drive the business, there is going to be a sadly disappointed franchisee on the other end of the checkbook.
Absolutely. And now I want to turn the discussion a little bit to, we talk about frozen treats. We talk about people doing it full time. But if you've been listening to the show and said, well, I have a hamburger restaurant, I have a fine dining restaurant, and this really doesn't apply to me, I think you're missing a big point. The yogurt business, and we're at Leopold's doing a production facility to sell to restaurants and retail. You have to be using these hot trends right now, put them on your menu in a very creative way, and start with Leopold's ice cream, which seems like a staple name for almost 100 years. How do you get that into your menu and incorporate that to drive more dessert sales? Or another thing, if you're a sandwich shop, for instance, no plug intended here, but Carvel Ice Cream has a mini store for 100 square feet, not even 50 square feet. You can add a day part to yours. So if you're a sandwich shop from 11 to 1, you're making so much money. And you're closing at 3 o'clock because, nobody else comes. But what happened? You're paying rent 24 hours a day. So why not, Robin, having a ice cream place in the Carvel location, and you're open from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night to get some more money?
So co-branded locations. That's a huge, huge wave in the industry, and it's something you should be looking at, whether you have a standalone franchise. And most franchise agreements will allow you to do a non-competitive. So if you've got a Which franchise out there, then yes, to carve out 100 feet on the side and start having Carvel, that's an absolute great use of space, especially if you're overspaced or you were too aggressive going in and have too much rent on your plate. Great solution, great ideas. And by the way, we do have some ice cream stores for sale, don't we, Eric?
I believe we do, Robin. We have a little place called Haagen-Dazs, for those of you that may have heard about it. Delicious chocolate, delicious ice cream. I'm a big fan of their Bailey shake. So if anybody from Haagen-Dazs listening, shoot me an email. I'll be there to pick up my free shake. But we have a great store in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
$150,000.
$150,000. I mean, you cannot beat that. Fully equipped. The store is running, profitable, great location. Again, getting in one of the best ice cream brand in the country. What else we have, Robin?
How about Brewster's Ice Cream down in Florida, where you get the benefit of the sunshine, 10, 11 months of the year?
Absolutely. At the very least, this place is offered for a very reasonable price here on this one. It is
a reasonable price. And you know what I really love about an ice cream franchise is that a lot of times folks come to the U.S. and they're seeking an opportunity for what's called an E2 visa. That means that they will buy business in the U.S., but they need a simple, easy-to-run business, and nothing could be simpler or easier to run than something like this, a franchise ice cream concept like a Brewster's Ice Cream. We also have a multi-unit yogurt store on the marketplace, Eric.
Two-unit store, independent, south of Atlanta, Georgia. So you can do whatever you want. You can be as creative or as conservative as you want with it. You own them. You can expand it. Maybe you can become the next 16 Handles and franchise the concept. Highly profitable, very low competition in that area, and it's one of the local favorite. They're very involved in the community, and they're doing a phenomenal job. You can find all these listings on our website, Robin, at WeSellRestaurants.com, and you can find out the name and address pretty much on the spot, right?
I love it when you plug the website because that's absolutely the place to go. You guys know it if you listen to our show. This is Eric and Robin Gagnon, and we're the Restaurant Brokers. You can find us online at WeSellRestaurants.com and on this radio station every single week. Our goal? Satisfy your appetite for acquisition, feed the need for restaurant reality, and serve up a recipe for business success.